I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I am saying this is my second time using it. So here we go. Let's talk about MathUSee. Welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shanna. If you are new here, we're a homeschooling family of 4. We are in our 9th year of homeschooling, and I am on my second run through of the MathUSee programs. So this is my honest review of MathUSee Epsilon for 4th grade. Are you ready? Let's go. Guys, before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. Now, huge shout out to Timberdoodle because they are the wonderful people who, one, made me feel like I could homeschool rogue solo out on my own, giving me the resources that I needed at the time. And 2, they've exposed me to MathUSee, which, as I've already stated in this video, I am actually on my second run through of the MathUSee program. So when my oldest daughter was going into 2nd grade, we found the Timberdoodle non-religious curriculum kits, and inside those kits, we were provided with the MathUSee program. At the time, the level was gamma, maybe multiplication. I might have made that up. It's been a while. So MathUSee is a program from Demme Learning, and what I love about it is that it is video-based. So Mr. Demme teaches the math, and I am support staff. I am awesome, but I am support staff when it comes to the math instruction and journey, which is really important as we get into the heavier math instructions and journey, in which case Dad becomes support staff because, well, that's not my strongest ability. Okay, so I am tapping out because I am smart. One of the smartest things that you can ever do, especially where homeschool is concerned, is know when to quit. And I tap out at a certain point. So I am not ashamed to say that. Now, Demme Learning also produces things like SpellingUSee, and I think a couple other things. And they are not a secular company. However, their math isn't like religious. So I have never, and I have used all the way to Algebra 1, Principles of Secondary Mathematics. And other than, there's like one time off the top of my head that I can remember when Mr. Demme is talking about averages, and he talks about how, you know, the mountains will be made high and the valleys brought low, or mountains brought low and the valleys made high, talking about getting that middle. As it. I have never seen a red flag, a concern, or anything. There are many things that I love about the MathUSee program, and especially where those tricky subjects are, the tricky topics like fractions and decimals, I really think that they shine. They are a mastery-based approach. So like all addition, or all single-digit addition and subtraction, all addition, or multiple digit addition and subtraction, then all multiplication, then all division. And now we are in all fractions, and then decimals. They really do build, each level builds on the last level. I like that every year has 30 lessons, 1 lesson a week. I like that it is easy to use, that it is open and go. I like that they have manipulatives. I like a lot of things about the MathUSee program. And so and again, I've used so much of them that I am probably biased because my kids have found such great success. But there does come a time in our journey where my oldest child did not find success with the Algebra 1 Principles of Secondary Mathematics. And so we did switch programs for that kind of like higher level math. However, for the elementary level maths, my ride or die. We will go through 1 more year with my youngest. We will do decimals, which is the zeta level. The fractions level is epsilon, and I will give you a look inside the program. I will give you a look inside the website. But I just want you to know that MathUSee does have a very heavy focus on word problems, which I do think serves children well. It doesn't always have a lot of problems, so if you have a child who needs a bit more practice, it might not be best for you. If your kid doesn't learn well from the video, might not be best for you, but for my girls, it really has been gold. There are every weekly lesson has, like say it's week, lesson 5. Lesson 5, there will be a 5A all the way through 5G. And the very last page, G, is like application and enrichment. So it's usually something pretty fun. A, B, and C actually might be lesson specific. D, E, and F go back to other concepts and bring those in. And so what we will do is we will do A, the day that we watch the lesson. If we do well, then we skip B and go to C. If we need more practice, then we do B. And so we will just continue every other through the week. And so we usually do A, C, and then E and F. And so those are what we do for the week. I do not do the lesson specific tests, but we will do the unit test, which is cumulative of a few lessons. And so that is how we use the MathUSee program. We will watch the video and do the first lesson page on Monday, and then we'll just continue for our 4-day school week. And then the next week we move on to the next lesson, especially if we're feeling pretty confident and great. If not, we'll linger, and we have the time built in to do that because again, there's only 30 lessons. Usually at the like the midpoint break and like the final exam, I'll try to devote an entire week to those specific tests because they can be like 4 pages long. So we'll just have her do like a page a day and get through it that way. But in my experience, we've been very pleased with the progression, with the, I guess, level of math taught in the MathUSee program. So we are very happy with it. So let's pop over and I'll give you a look inside the program and also inside the website. You know, if you've been here for any period of time, I really like MathUSee. MathUSee has been one of my ride or dies since discovering Timberdoodle curriculum kits when my oldest was going into 2nd grade. Ugh. So it has been a minute. MathUSee has served us very well in elementary math. We have learned recently-ish, last year, that secondary math or middle school math, it is probably not the best for us. So for my 4th grader, we are currently doing Epsilon, which is fractions. And then she will continue to, I think, what is the decimals one? Zeta? I don't know. I get confused. I shouldn't, but I do. I got very confused. So she will go through Zeta is my intent, the next one. And she has used pre-primer, primer, alpha, beta, gamma, delta. Yep, that sounds right. Primer, yeah. She's used all of these. My oldest daughter went through pre-algebra. We started algebra, did the bridge program and started Algebra 1, their newer release of Principles of Secondary Mathematics, which is where we were like, oh, nope, that's not for us. That is not for us. Now, for the MathUSee program, you get, well, you can, there's all different kinds of packages you can get. What we do is I will, when it's my first go round of it, when we very first got the program, I got the manipulative set, the whole kit and caboodle, the DVD, the instructor manual, the test booklet, the student workbook, and the blocks, which came in a cute box that didn't last long because it was cardboard. Then when we went back and we moved, and then you also get a code to use online, which is what we're going to talk about. So we almost, and then when we got to the fraction portion, we got the fraction overlay kit. We use the instructor manual to check the work. We no longer use the DVD. We just pull it up on the web because let's not kid, that's way easier. Every year I have everything else, and then I will just get the student workbook and the new test guide because these are consumable. I do not do every lesson test, but I do unit tests. So every chunk of unit tests. So it'll be like, 7, there's like 3 or 4 a year usually. So I will do those. Again, all the answers are in here in the instructor manual. And it basically follows along with the video that Mr. Demme himself uses, instructs with. And then the student workbook, the pages are perforated, but she does not like to take them out. She has strong feelings about it, so we don't take them out. And that makes her happy. So far, fractions are going awesome. My kid's new favorite thing is doing everything in erasable pen, or in pen, so I got them the erasers. So what I like about the MathUSee program is that it takes kind of a 3-level approach
of see it, say it, build it kind of a thing. And so it looks like these on the page in the younger years, not anymore because she's a big kid, but the blocks on the page will be the same size as the block in the kit. So I like that the manipulatives directly match the book. Not anymore. Again, she's a big kid. But in the younger years, it's really helpful for it to be kind of a 1-to-1, and it is the same. Okay, so I really like that. I really like that as she has gotten into these bigger things, there's this really cool fractions overlay kit where it has inside it, and it tells you what's where. Okay, so it tells you what's where. I'll just use fourths for an example. So the fourths are all back here, and they're yellow. They match the color of the blocks. I love this, okay? Now it's got this cellophane. You see that? Cellophane. And you can take any of these over here. Here, let me grab this. Just flip it over and it's white. So see, it's a unit, it's 1. So you can put it over top of this, same size, and you can see that that is now divided into 4 pieces, just like on our page, okay? Now, it has a 1/4, so you can slide this right in here, and you can see what you're working with, right? And it looks just like the one Mr. Demme has on the screen, and I love this approach, okay? So 1/4, and then we've got 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4, okay? So I like that there is a manipulative for this. I like that this matches the color of the blocks. It's such a weird and oddly simple thing to do that it shouldn't be as revolutionary as it is, that there would be that continuity within one program. But the fact that they thought about it, and so many brands just don't think about something so simple as color continuity. But this looks just like this. Now, her very next lesson going into this next week is going to be converting fractions, right? So equivalent fractions. And I know that this is going to come in absolutely huge. Now, we have only just, as you can see, 3 lessons in for the year. So I will circle back and give you more opinion later because I've never had a problem sharing that, my opinion, that is. So I will definitely be back to share more with you later. But this is a look inside the physical MathUSee bundle that you actually order by Get. Okay, so we're going to give a look inside the website. Let's go.
Hey guys, as you can see, here is the MathUSee website, and it has all of the features. It shows all of the levels and then the other products that they offer, and it will help you with placement, with figuring out what you need, where you need to start. There's all kinds of products on their site. Again, there are a lot of them. They have it for every level, from primer, which is kind of getting used to the concept of math, all the way through some advanced high school courses. So just so you know, they literally have anything you could possibly want. They also have accelerated individualized mastery levels, which are really handy if you're switching over to MathUSee and you kind of need to boost up some of your math facts. Here's the curriculum sequence, and it goes through what is in every lesson. So kind of the scope and sequence to let you know what is covered in each level. This is Epsilon. You can click on scope and sequence and it will tell you what's taught in every single lesson. They have a sample lesson, which is lesson number 7, and it shows you what is in the instructor guide as well as what the student worksheets look like. It shows you everything. It lets you know what you need for each level. With Epsilon, we're introducing new manipulatives, which is those fraction overlays that I did show you. And then those will also be handy again when it comes around for the next level in Zeta for the decimals. So it is important that you are kind of ready for that, to have the tools that you need. Again, we have found them incredibly helpful. So I would recommend them. And as you can see, here you go, they've got the PDF, sample lesson available on your screen there. And then you can head over into, but this talks more about the placement. They have tests if you need to know where your kiddo is, because homeschool grade levels don't always equate to like the curriculum levels. Now this is inside the toolbox, inside the instructor dashboard. And from here, it gives you so much information, digital tools, manipulative tools, recommendations on how to use the program, the digital packs that we've purchased. You'll see that I have like all of them. They do offer a bridge program, which I have an entire video dedicated to that we did with my older daughter. And then this is also inside the toolbox and specifically inside Epsilon, and all of our lessons are there. We've actually kind of quit using the DVD because now they're just streamable, which is fantastic. Was not the case when we started. And here's what it looks like. Here's what Mr. Demme looks like. Now I clicked it big, but I kind of like killed the screen. So it's 2 snips right here, but it gives you the instructor text if you need it. Here's all the solutions to all of the pages that are within this chapter, some extra information if you need any of that, other resources, including the digital manipulatives and things like that. And then they do have the list of if they found any inaccuracies in their text. So that's always really nice to have. And I appreciate that they are upfront about, anything they've messed up. And then here I'm going to show you the digital tools. So I'm going to show you the virtual manipulatives first, because this is really cool, because the manipulatives are, they are a pricey piece of this system. I think they were over $100 for just the blocks. Again, I really like them. I'm really glad we have them. They are really handy when it comes to utilizing this program because they're so incredibly consistent. I'm just clicking on the things here because it's fun to kind of build with the little blocks. And then it's right there. You can see they've got the fraction overlays in the program, which I think is really cool. I like that all of this is available to you. You can, anywhere you have internet access, you have access to this. Like I said, we've kind of stopped using our DVD because it's so easy to just stream it. We do still use the physical manipulatives. I have not let her know that this is an option yet because I feel like it would be more playtime than math time. But if we were on the go, if we had, not enough space to keep those kinds of things, or you just never know a scenario that could come up where you may need something like this. So keep it in your mind that it is a resource that is available to you because it is, I think, really awesome. I like that the colors on my screen right now match the colors that are in the box that I have located with our homeschool stuff. And then something else that is really great. If your kiddo does need some more practice, or you just want to review, or you want to lump in a bunch of stuff and make sure that they can discern what they need to be doing for each individual problem, they have worksheet generators. Okay, so all the way through all of those courses that you saw there highlighted, you can generate worksheets, and you can put as many as you want. You can put as many problems as you want, as many different kinds of operations as you want. You can turn on the answers, turn off the answers, and you can generate an original worksheet for whatever you need it for. And I've used this many times. It is really cool. It is super handy, and it is just one of those things that really does set this program apart. Guys, I hope that you found any of this helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. I will also have the MathUSee program linked down below in the comments. Like I said, huge shout out to Timberdoodle for exposing us to the MathUSee line of math instruction. We quite have enjoyed it and benefited from it. And if you have any other questions, anything I didn't cover, you can let me know down below, but I'm sure somewhere in this video I would have linked my previous review from the first time we did this, so it might be beneficial to watch that one too from a couple years ago. And I'm kind of curious what my thoughts are that have changed, if any. But yeah, bye guys.